Good morning, rock and metal fans. Welcome to Iridium Rock and Metal Review. So hope you're doing okay. So today I'm going to carry on with reviewing the years. And I'm going to play a song from 2019. Still on 2019. Such a fucking strong year, honestly. And by a band that I really like. AOR, hard rock band if you like. Work of art. Swedish band. Formed in 1992, quite a way back, but they brought out, this is off their fourth album, so they haven't brought out that many albums in that time. I think their first album, they took quite a few years to get a record deal and so on and so forth, but they brought out 4 albums. This is off Exhibits, and it's a song called Another Night. So, they take influences mainly from bands like Toto, a bit of Journey, a bit heavier I'd say than both of those bands though, you know, more of their heavier side if you like. And this song especially takes influences from Survivor, so not bad bands to be influenced by. I'd say this is the song really where I see influences coming through the strongest for a certain song from Survivor. But you know what? It's done in such great style that you can't ignore it. You know, I don't give a shit about bands wearing influences on their sleeves. Look at Jean Londe. He's one of my favourite vocalists around, has been for years. And he obviously takes big influences from David Coverdale, from Dio, and he wears his influences on his sleeves right out the front, and I love it. I absolutely love it. What's fucking wrong with that? Just do what you want to do as far as I'm concerned. So this, as you know, will take big influences when you hear it from Survivor and a certain song. Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's Burning Heart. That's what it really sounds. Parts of it sound like that. But let me know what you think in the comments below. I love, like I said, when I play bands like this that are not so well known, I love to hear that if you're going to get into these bands and get their albums and download them or buy them or whatever, I'd love to hear if I can change one person into a fan. It would be great because I love this band. I think they're really consistent. All 4 of their albums are great. You won't be let down by any of them. This was a single. And like I said, it's off their album that came out last year, Exhibits. And they've got there are some connections here with the vocalist now sings, he does Work of Art, it's his main band, but he's done an album recently with a band called Lionville, which are another AOR band. It's pretty good. I got the album, and they play. This guitarist has played in, the guitarist out of this band has played in Wet. I think it's the guitarist or the drummer. It might be the drummer, but there's influences with Wet and, like, you know, connections with Eclipse, and you know, it's some real strong connections and pedigree here. So this is Another Night by Work of Art, 2019 album, Exhibits. I love this song, and I know it's got some real influences from Survivor, but who gives a shit? If it's good, it's good. So tell me what you think. Let's give it a go. We'll stop it halfway through. This is Another Night by Work of Art.
Another night, another hour, kissing like so many times before.
let's give it a stop there, just before the guitar solo. So obviously, look, you can hear the influences from Burning Heart in particular. They don't, when it comes to Survivor, I think musically they don't sound like them usually, but on this song particularly, obviously. And I've noticed as I'm listening to this, there's another song that's not so well known, which I actually mentioned as my top track of 2005, I think, and that's Sunstorm's Keep Tonight. And if you actually listen to that song, the chorus has got some similarities to this as well. That's probably not on purpose. It's a really catchy song, this. I love it. You know what, the production is top notch. You know, I'm hoping you can hear that on this video. I think this is a band I talk about AOR when it's done properly, you know, and I mentioned this band a lot within a few realms of a few small circle of bands. We're talking FM, Survivor probably, you know, Journey, and they're them sort of bands that they're not heavy as such, but well, you know, you put them in AOR heavy rock. You wouldn't say AOR rock. They are heavy rock. But there's not many bands that do it properly and don't do it well and don't do it with class. This is one of them, without a doubt. The production's top notch. I can hear everything in these. He doesn't suffer from one of those, like I keep going on about, one of those productions these days, one of those modern productions that basically suffer from a wall of sound. I can hear every instrument. I can hear them keys going across it perfectly, so clear. And I can hear the guitar cutting through as well, just at the right level, you know. And that's how you want it in AOR. It doesn't need to be up. The guitar can't be right at the front. Otherwise, it'd be a different type of music. I think it's great. The vocalist, or all the band, do a great job. There's only 3 in this band, by the way. The vocalist is Lars. Let me get this right. They're Swedish. Lars Säfsund on the vocal. I think he plays bass and vocals. And the guitarist is Robert Sale. You're going to hear now the guitar solo, and this guitarist is fucking brilliant as well. And Herman Furin on drums. So 3-piece. You know, obviously their keyboards are done, I suppose, by the band themselves, but I couldn't find anything on the keyboardist, and it's a big part of this band. So really, you could say that if they play live, they're going to be a 4-piece without a doubt. But what a great band. What a great example of what modern AOR should sound like. Let's listen to the rest of this song. Remember, this guitarist is great as well, so let's listen to this guitar solo. Melody in that, brilliant, and technical ability. Nice and short and sweet, fitting perfectly. That was great. You know what, it's not many times you think of a guitarist. Well, there are, in the 80s there was, but a guitarist is such an important part of this band. What melody that guitarist brought to that solo, and even on the playing out, the outro to that song, that guitar was cutting through. What wasn't all about how fast you can play, was it? It was just fitted perfectly in the song. And I think, you know, AOR, that's what it's about sometimes. It's about the songwriting and how the instruments fit in, rather than someone, you know, fucking flying off on a guitar solo or someone singing at the top of their voice. Sometimes it's about ease of listening, and you know what, they're so smooth, aren't they? I think that would have been, sometimes it's easy to say sometimes that would have been huge in the 80s. I don't know, it was all about how big your dick was, wasn't it? In the 80s, and how many women you fucked and stuff like that. But lyrically it might not have fitted in at that time. But I don't know, I think they got some real class, this band. I love them. I think they're absolutely brilliant, and they fit in right. Probably not as heavy as some of the bands I like at the moment. You know, some of my top bands that are that more melodic side, like Heat and Eclipse and Crazy Licks, and they probably don't fit in that category. They're probably a little bit more mellower than that. But they're right up there with them bands though. They are right up there with bands. Love it, absolutely love it. Let me know what you think of this song. Obviously took big influences, you know, they're going to be obvious, but what's the problem with that? What is the problem with that? If you grow up, especially listening to songs and being into bands, why aren't you going to take influences from them? I don't give a fuck about all that. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you didn't know about them, and now if you like that song and you might be listening to some of that stuff now. So that'd be great. Just let me know. I love it when I make new people get some new music. And I love it when you guys make me get it as well. So thank you very much for listening. Please press the red button, bottom right hand corner.